And here we are in the Easton Kingdom. Now, this is pretty much where the game starts to get difficult. Not so much this first stage, but in stages 3-2 and 3-3, yeah, that's where the difficulty just decides, oh wait a minute, I was supposed to curve, let me do that right now. Except it doesn't actually know the definition of a curve and it goes straight up, and also, thank goodness those hitboxes were terrible right there. Because otherwise I would have gotten hit, just point blank by, one of my favorite enemy names in this area, actually. Those guys are actually called Bullet Biffs, not Bullet Bills. I don't know why. I would say it's a translation error, except there were kind of Mario games before this where they were called Bullet Bills, so I don't know. I guess they just decided they wanted a better name for Bullet Bills, because Bullet Biff is a great name for that enemy, seriously. They don't really look that much different than Bullet Bills. I mean, I guess they don't have arms, but, oh, and also, that's my favorite enemy of this area. That Maui right there is my favorite guy here. Seriously, I love that guy. He's so determined to get somewhere. I don't know where, but he is fucking booking it. He's much more interesting than those flying Mauis that are chasing me right now. I mean, I don't hate those guys. I admire how stoic they are, but Running Maui, my favorite dude. Look at them. They're having a fucking marathon over there. They're fantastic. Oh, here we actually have some new enemies. These guys are rocks. Now, you wouldn't think these guys would have names, but they actually do. These guys are actually called Ganchan, or Ganchan, or however you pronounce that, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, they are literally just rocks that bounce up and down. Also, if you charge right into the side of them, they will hurt, as you would expect, because a rock to the face really doesn't feel too comfortable. But these sections aren't too bad. I should probably say that to my younger self, who kind of died repeatedly on that section, even though it's not that hard. Also, make sure to not rush forward there, because if you do, you're going to be hit by a rock, and that's not going to be comfortable. And we're just going to casually stand on the doorway. You going to take the normal exit rock? You do that. Good for you, dude. And we get a flower. I suppose that'll be good enough. Now, this is actually Easton Kingdom's theme. We did hear it earlier in 1-3, and we did hear Burubuto Kingdom's theme in the previous stage. I kind of wish they kept using that because, again, really like that song. Can't stress that enough, but I suppose it is fitting for this creepy little cave here. We got a bunch of spiders in here. These spiders sort of act like thwomps, except they're kind of slow, so they're somewhat easy to avoid, except they are placed pretty well overall to make sure that you speed up the pace, you know, you don't just stand around. There are some tricky jumps with those guys, but I don't think there's anything too bad. I say, even though I think this is one of the stages I died on most when I was younger. This stage killed me a lot. It's really not too bad, though, upon playing it again. Just take your time, make sure not to stay on a platform with a Koopa exploding on it, because yeah, sure, skills, whatever. Seriously, Bullet Biffs. Why aren't they called Bullet Biffs anymore? They should be. It's probably some sort of horrible conspiracy. They probably killed the man who named them Biffs. He had the right idea, but no, they had to silence him. And more rock sections. Are you tired of these just yet? It's really not. Actually, they sort of changed up, because now you actually have to jump off the rock before you fall into a pit. Whoa! Changing up the level design there. This is a hell of a challenge. I actually actively have to jump, or die a horrible, painful death. Man, Nintendo is just keeping me on my toes, rather. I'm not on their toes. That would be kind of weird. And the waterfall will just abruptly end, and okay, this one is actually kind of tricky thanks to the controls, but not too bad. I still got that special goal in the end. Hey, what do you know, Mario can count again. He goes back and forth with this, really. And here we are in the final stage of this world. We're out of the creepy caves, but we still have Easton Kingdom's theme. Fair enough, I suppose. I mean, this stage theme is called Easton Kingdom, but I just want to hear more Birubuto Kingdom. I will admit it, oh my god, coins! Coins, I don't even need coins. I have 19 lives, but I don't care. I want more coins. Look at the coins, look at the coins, look at all these coins. I'm just gonna take all these coins. Just gonna take all of them, except I don't know, maybe not all of them. I'm probably not gonna be able to grab that coin over there, but it doesn't matter because I got plenty anyway. You know what, I'm just gonna leave, those 2 coins can stay, so that they can tell the tale and probably reproduce. I'm pretty sure that's how coins appear. They reproduce, right? Yeah, let's go with that. By the way, have you noticed yet that they just sort of throw in sections like this when they don't really have an idea of how to make a platforming challenge? I mean, this right here is actually a bit more interesting, but yeah, there are a bunch of those sections in the game where you just have a bunch of floating platforms over a bottomless pit, and that's just it. They don't really look fancy, they're kind of lazy, but I suppose it was the first handheld game, although even that, it's kind of lame, even still. And there's just rock down here. Weird rock placement, but whatever. Sure, I'll roll with it. And what do you know? There's this Maui head right here that's throwing rocks. Probably the reason there was a rock over there. Probably should have jumped off that last rock rather than charging straight through the boss, but whatever. It worked, so I'm down with that. Okay, the journey was slightly longer than I thought it would have been, but at long last, we finally saved Princess Daisy. Okay, at this point, I'm fairly certain they're just trying to make Mario kiss weird, gross creatures because they're obviously not trying to kill him, so it must be a practical joke of some sort, right? Is that Tatanka's big plan?